Warm greetings from TNV Academy. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about personal protective equipment. Following the nature of our sessions, let me tell you about the key learnings of this session. This session will help you understand about what is personal protective equipment, types of PPE, importance of PPE, and the last one is PPE safety requirements. So let's begin our discussion and talk about what is personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment, commonly referred to as PPE, is equipment worn to minimize exposure to hazards that cause serious workplace injuries and illnesses. These injuries and illnesses may result from contact with chemical, radiological, physical, electrical, mechanical, or other workplace hazards. Personal protective equipment may include items such as gloves, safety glasses and shoes, earplugs or muffs, hard hats, respirators, or cover-all, vest and full body suits. Protective equipment may be worn for job-related occupational safety and health purposes, as well as for sports and other recreational activities. Protective clothing is applied to traditional categories of clothing, and protective gear applies to items such as pads, guards, shields or masks and others. PPE suit can be similar in appearance to a clean room suit. The purpose of personal protective equipment is to reduce employee exposure to hazards when engineering controls and administrative controls are not feasible or effective to reduce these risks to acceptable levels. PPE is needed when there are hazards present. PPE has the serious limitation that it does not eliminate the hazard at the source and may result in employees being exposed to the hazard if the equipment fails. Any item of PPE imposes a barrier between the wearer and user and the working environment. This can create additional strains on the wearer, impair their ability to carry out their work and create significant levels of discomfort. Any of these can discourage wearers from using PPE correctly, therefore placing them at risk of injury, ill health or under extreme circumstances death. Good ergonomic design can help to minimize these barriers and can therefore help to ensure safe and healthy working conditions through the correct use of PPE. Let us now move forward and discuss the types of PPE. There are numerous types of workplace safety equipment available depending on the hazard exposure and work conditions. The following are basic PPE that can help protect employees. Face and eye protection. PPE includes safety goggles and face shields and should be used for tasks that can cause eye damage or loss of vision. Sprays of toxic liquids, splashes and burns. Safety tips. Check if safety glasses comply with the ANSI Z87.1 eye protection standard. Ensure that there are no cracks or deformities on the lenses. Ensure the strap is in good working condition and is firmly sealed to the cheek and forehead. And the last one is clean and disinfect after use. Respiratory protection. PPE includes full face respirators, self-contained breathing apparatus, gas masks, N95 respirators and surgical masks are used for a task that can cause inhalation of harmful materials to enter the body. This includes harmful gas, chemicals, large particle droplets, sprays, splashes or splatter that may contain viruses and bacteria such as COVID-19, viral infections and more. Safety tips. Ensure that the equipment is fit tested and the employee has undergone proper training before wearing one. Carefully read the instructions to determine if it is designed to help protect against the hazards you may face. Change filters on half mask or full mask respirators frequently. Replace disposable respirators with every use. Surgical masks are not to be shared with anyone. Avoid touching the surgical mask after wearing it. Change surgical mask timely and should be disposed of after use. Replace the mask immediately if it is damaged or soiled. Skin and body protection PPE includes the following categories to protect employees from physical hazards. Head protection. PPE includes hard hats and headgears and should be required for tasks that can cause any force or object falling to the head. Safety tips. Ensure that there are no dents or deformities on the shell and connections are tightened inside. Do not store in direct sunlight as extreme heat can cause damage. Choose appropriate cleaning agents as it can weaken the shells of hard hats and may eliminate electrical resistance. Always replace a hard hat if it was used for any kind of impact, even if the damage is unnoticeable. Body protection. PP includes safety vests and suits that can be used for tasks that can cause body injuries for extreme temperatures, flames and sparks, toxic chemicals, insect bites and radiation. Safety tips. Ensure that they are clean and free from cuts and burns. Always get a good fit to ensure full body protection. Ensure bodysuit is heat resistant clothing when working with high temperature hazards. Hand protection. PP includes safety gloves and should be used for tasks that can cause hand and skin burns, absorption of harmful substances, cuts, fractures or amputations. Safety tips. Ensure hand protection fits perfectly with no spaces and is free from cuts, burns and chemical residue. Always replace them if any sign of contamination was observed. Use rubber gloves when working with heat and electricity to reduce the risk of burn or electric shock. Foot protection. PP includes knee pads and safety boots and should be used for tasks that can cause serious foot and leg injuries from falling or rolling objects, not substances, electrical hazards, and slippery surfaces. Safety tips. Ensure boots have slip resistance soles that can protect against compression and impact. Ensure the sole plate is in good condition to prevent punctures. Fall protection. PP includes safety harness and lanyards and should be strictly used for tasks that can cause falling from heights and serious injury or death. Safety tips. Ensure that the straps are free from tears, deformities and burn marks. Check the buckles if connected securely and tightly. Dispose of the equipment if used after falling incident. Hearing protection. PP includes earmuffs and plugs and should be used for tasks that can cause hearing problems and loss of hearing. Safety tips. Ensure the equipment fit the ear canal perfectly. It is recommended to use formable earplugs to fit on different sizes of ear canals. Use protectors that reduce noise to an acceptable level to have a room for communication. Ensure earplugs are clean and good in condition. We will now discuss the importance of using PPE. According to the hierarchy of controls by the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, which is NIOSH, PPE is recommended to be the last level of defense to prevent occupational injuries, illnesses, and fatalities. But some businesses combined it with other control measures to ensure a safe and healthy environment for their workers. Here are some benefits of using PPEs. Prevent unnecessary injury in the workplace. Protect employees from excessive chemical exposure. Prevent the spread of germs and infectious disease including COVID-19. Help businesses comply with regulatory requirements. For example, the Personal Protective Equipment at Work Regulations 1992 that's recently been extended to limb workers, and improve employee productivity and efficiency. And finally, we will discuss the PPE safety requirements. To promote PPE safety in their workplace, safety officers will need to do the following. Check work sites regularly for the need of PPE. If PPE is needed, provide employees with properly fitted PPE. Train employees on OSHA PPE standards. Provide protective goggles or face shields when there is a danger of flying particles or corrosive materials. Require that safety glasses are worn at all times in work sites that pose a risk of eye punctures, abrasions, contusions, or burns. Provide and require protective gloves in situations where employees could be cut or be possibly exposed to corrosive liquids, chemicals, blood, and other potentially infectious material. Require the use of food protection when there is risk of food injury from hot, corrosive, or poisonous substances and falling objects. Inspect hard hats periodically for damage to the shell and suspension system. Maintain PPE in sanitary and ready-to-use conditions. Ensure that eye wash facilities and quick drench showers are easily accessible for employees when they are accidentally exposed to corrosive materials. So, we have now come to the conclusion of this session. In case you have any queries regarding today's session, then please put them in the comment section of the video and we will be really happy answering them. See you soon. Till then, best wishes from TNV Academy. Thank you.